Crude oil looks like it's going to take a slide. We'll take a look at that slippery slope shortly. Hi, this is Tim from Trading Strategy Guides. Today I would like to talk about crude oil. But first, there are a few things we need to get out of the way. As you probably already know, you can speed this video up by clicking on the gear icon in the lower right and selecting a faster speed. And remember to stick around until the end of the video to get the next trading maxim. Alright, let's take a look at crude oil. As usual, let's start with support and resistance lines on the weekly chart. Looking at this chart reminds me of something I heard early in my trading career. Elevator down, escalator up. You can see the drops on the charts here, and here, and here, and here. All kind of look like they just fell down an elevator shaft. But the uptrends are a little smoother, a little more stair-step-like, like an escalator. So anyway, I digress. You can see that we got 6 bullish weeks in a row right here, and it appears to be stalling right in this zone right here. And you know, a line is never just a line, it's always a zone. And in this case, 2 lines together are making a zone, and you can see right in here, and right in here, and here, and in here, lots of activity right here, stalling, opening, closing, reversing, so on and so forth. Right inside this zone. So I'm calling this a zone, and you can see this nice pin bar right up into the zone, pushing a little bit above it. So let's drill down to the daily and see what this looks like there. As you can see, there's a pretty nice rising wedge right here. It goes back to early 2019. Now typically the rising wedge is a bearish signal. And with all consolidation type patterns, you'd expect to see a reduction in interest during the course of a consolidation. And that would be demonstrated by reduced volume and reduced volatility. And in this case, we got the reduced volatility, but you can see that there's been a little bit of interest in volume here for the last few weeks. So this could be seasonal influence, but typically seasonality doesn't influence crude oil until later in the summer. So crude is so influenced by geopolitical conditions, though it's kind of hard to predict. But as you know, I like to look at the chart to find out exactly where to go with this. And what I see is that price is stalling right here at the zone that I talked about on the weekly. It's also right at the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which is a good place for a turn, a potential turn. I pulled that Fibonacci from the high of the low, the elevator I was talking about in the weekly chart. So I'd like to see, it appears to be rolling over a little bit, but that's hard to tell yet. I'd like to see a close below this trend line, and I want to see it supported by volume. This is the volume average. I'd like to see it above that volume average. I would also like to see the volatility pull up just a little bit. Now keep in mind that the volume drops off on the you know, when the contracts close. And that happens, let's see, the 3rd business day prior to the 25th calendar day of each month. So that skews the volume average a little bit, but you can pretty much ignore that. It doesn't skew the volume average enough to cause a problem here. So look for a move below the trend line with volume. Always protect your trade with a stop loss. The market does what it always does, okay? And that could be totally the opposite thing. A lot of analysts are not traders, so they're not going to tell you this, but I'm analyzing these charts from the eyes of a trader, and you need to be light on your feet to protect your account. Okay, now it's time for the trading maxim. Tim's trading maxim number 23. Lose the money, but don't lose the lesson. Sometimes you'll lose a trade. That's just part of your job as a trader. But be sure you don't lose the lesson that the loss can teach you. Did you follow your rules? If so, you had a good loss. Another way I've heard this put, sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. I kind of like that one too. Now I'm going to get a little bit philosophical on you. Most of these trading maxims can be applied to life in general. In fact, many of the maxims came from life lessons that were not actually trading lessons, but I found they applied to my trading as well as my life. And this is one of those. It's not just about losing the money, but if you lose at something, don't lose the lesson. Hey, thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate you folks more than you realize. And let me know if it's helpful for me to draw on the charts live to show you what I'm looking at. If this video helped you, please click the thumbs up below. And thanks for subscribing. Have a great week.